Hello and welcome to Fatecaster. Yes. And another dark episode of Shadows of Stravia.
Oh, I can't see.
The party is in Drogmahar, the Black City. Previously, they, in the last dredges of Nyx's bath, they finished planning, decided that they would send Cassian Eldritch to spy on Selene Blackheart, let them know when she was making a move or doing something interesting that they could spy on her. Requiem and Zolfira met with Sevran and gave him the news, air quotes, that he should look at Selene for the death of his sister and pointed him at her. The party then spent a little bit of their downtime drinking at a bar, made some connection for wings, and upon leaving the bar, were accosted by a pair of Death Knight aspirants, one of which tried to drag off Reginald Fullstone, which Reginald was able to defeat, but the party barely escaped with their lives, and seen controlling and eventually teleporting the other aspirant away was a description of one they had previously identified as Sevran. Never seen in the rain, cloves in his coat. Not Sevran.
Okay.
Sevran. And with that, please join us as we descend in the darkness.
Darkness.
Okay. So we had left with Sevran on chasm, another bridge over the chasm. I said he was 90 feet away, and he begins walking off down the bridge. What are you guys doing?
Running.
You're running.
Towards him?
With
the needle in my bum.
I'm going to say that he's walking, this way on this bridge. So you're running. Really, the closest way you have to do is you have to run down this bridge and try to run across this way to try to get to him. Is that the route you're taking?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sneakily, or are you just running?
I'm gonna sneak.
So Can
I fly some of it? I think I can fly some of it.
Can you? You're hovering regular running speed? I think it's flavor that you don't you can kind of hover, but
You look like you're not walking, basically, because you're
Oh, I gain a fly speed of 30 feet. But only a height of 10 feet off the ground. I don't know, whatever way fastest gets me there.
I mean,
Yeah,
you can go over the Icar pit, though.
Yeah.
but it's 10 feet off the ground.
I was going to say,
So-
then he dropped. I was like,
The
that shit
ground's a
drops,
bit far.
so-
Never mind. Down.
7 hit points, don't do it.
Whee!
goes
Why the
Rick
coyote
Nix, come
there
kill
for- So Reckon books it down the bridge and starts trying to cut off that figure. You see him walking, not running at this point, just kind of walking casually down the bridge and
Can I
begins heading down
Hunter's
this way,
Mark him?
kind of hands in his pockets. What's the range on Hunter's Mark?
Hunter's mark is 90 feet.
It is 90 feet? Yeah, Hunter's Mark it.
Yeah.
Okay. So you set your quarry on. So can you read out to us what that does for your ability to track him?
As I have advantage on any wisdom, perception, or survival check I make to find it.
Okay. So you're kind of setting your quarry on him. Anything else? Like how far are you guys wanting to take this?
Well, I think Nix is right with the. I've got 6 health points. He just literally summoned. He just literally poofed this back out of existence. he could probably poof it back into existence. So
How far
like
away is he?
it's good to
90
make a smart plan of more like let's not be on death's door and figure out why and how he's here. Cassian might actually be able to well, I don't want to pull him away from Selene, but the last time those marks were involved, Selene was they were involved.
Can I-
Blackhearts were involved. So
I'd like to get as close to him as I can to try and recognize things that he might have on his person. 'Cause ideally,
Okay, well, first I'm gonna say because you're within 90 feet when you start. It's actually like when you run down, you're actually getting further away, because that's like as the crow flies. So you have to hunter's mark him here, and then you start running. So you hunter's mark him. As you're running down the bridge, heading that direction, you hear in your mind, and I think like a familiar ping, like, oh, this is the message spell. And you see, like in your mind, but heading from that direction is, oh, you persist. Really quite admirable. Quite. And that was what you hear in your mind coming from that direction. What else are you doing?
I want to get close enough to observe what he has on his person.
Can I yell out to him?
You can yell. Yeah.
A strange man, can we not be friends?
Is what you yell.
Can I reply to him?
No.
with what he said? Does he have a message open still?
You can reply.
Who are you working for?
So you run down,
Tell me.
like running down this bridge. He is like, on his end, he's running down a bridge and then like goes in an alley. So he's like immediately out of sight by the time that you get to the end of this bridge and start running up. So do you continue to run up to see like the alley where he disappeared in?
I would say we're probably all slowly moving since we have to go that way.
Requiem's
too,
booking it, and you guys are kind of slowly moving that direction.
We're moving, but not like
If there's anyone here within 90 feet, is Zelfira within 90 feet, or is that more like 120 feet?
Well, at this point, we'd probably be crossing the bridge, but we're not like running.
If she's
I'm
within
just
90 feet
traveling.
of me, I can say I want to persist, but I don't want to bring any further damage. We're hurting pretty badly, but I will keep going if you want me to.
How much health do you have?
Got 9.
No,
About
it's not
7.
you. I'm talking about. That's my response to her. Is
Got you. You're looking
how
at me.
much? Sorry.
I was like,
How much health do you have?
I've been worse.
Rack. I've been worse. We know who he is. It's not. You realize it's Sevran, correct?
Who the hell is Sevran? Sevran.
Clothes in his coat.
He
Never seen in the
clothes
rain.
his coat.
The
We've
one that
never
smells
seen-
of cloves and
Yes.
spices. We're afraid of him, right? So if
Very-
we know.
who's the one who
he
sent
controls everything.
Lenora, like the race to...
Yeah. So
Killed them
my
all.
idea is I would like to be able to identify something on him enough to familiarize it and be able to locate object, because if he's going to be observing every time he attacks, I want to be able to figure out if he's within 1,000 feet of us again.
Yeah, so you're running down. You had
Yeah.
that conversation. So I'm just asking. You saw him go down this alley. Are you going like into that alley where you saw him disappear?
I will stop at the opening of the alley because I don't
Okay.
want to get.
Give me a dexterity saving throw.
I already have my glass out. I'd like to look again. Specifically, this time I want to look at his feet. I want to look at the boots that he's wearing.
15 or 25.
Give me a perception check.
I've got the monocle. It's advantage. The first one was better anyway. 14.
14. The boots seem very interesting. At first, you think like plate armor, but they're like segmented in a way that you've not. It's like you almost think like very fine plate armor, like for maximum flexibility is probably what your mind goes to. Like very shiny steel or some alloy. Requiem, you to the edge of that alley, you look down and you see just the back of the cloak at this point, as still kind of walking, hands in his pockets, turn around and watch you as you enter, and you skid to a stop because notice at the ground in front of you is dark, a little bit darker than the rest of this alley. And you stop and you see that it's a hole in front of this place, about 5 feet in diameter, and as you skid, you see like, some of your rocks and dust go down into that hole and disappears. And You see him kind of. I see this is progressing a little bit faster than I anticipated, and disappears. It evaporates into like this purple.
What did I notice when he had kind of turned around? What is on him?
Really, I mean, give me a perception check.
Sorry, I'm confused. I'm more concerned with what he said.
26. A scent of cloves, strongly. Something beyond that, faintly metallic, like oil, gear oil, maybe.
So I was wondering if he was in.
And just another glint of lantern light. Like, but his body is like so covered, like low hat, collar that's up, gloves, long coat. Everything's covered except for his face. But you see, like the face kind of shines, and this lantern light, he kind of glances back and then makes a hand motion, speaks out a word, and it disappears. But you see before you, there is this hole, and you see at the edges of it are like wrinkles, like a fabric would be, like if it wasn't perfectly flat.
Is this bag of holding?
Get that thing.
Grab it.
If you could pick up that hole, do it.
May I?
Yeah, as you like looking up, you pick it up, and it's like as it picks up like these cloths that are beyond, it's like very shiny black like velvet silk cloth, and you pick it up and you can like fold it, and the hole disappears. It's not suddenly, it's just black cloth in your hand, but it is a portable hole.
Amazing.
What the?
Wow.
This is one of my favorite objects.
If you would have fallen in it, though, like, you just...
You almost got trapped.
That's
Ghost.
That's crazy.
When I get back to you guys, I'll let you know what he said.
Okay.
Like he's progressing a little faster, and I'll tell you everything that I saw and smelled.
I'd like to go check out the guy that you beheaded.
Yeah.
Yeah, is that body still
Probably
there?
head back to the-
Since he was able to, like, wisp away the other one?
So body is still there, yes.
Ah.
The horse has long ran down the streets, but the body is still there. As you go back,
horse undead with horns.
yes, very, very, very dark, like iron armor that covers most of the body. Tall, kind of kite shield. But as you kind of open, you see the helmet kind of has the open and close thing, like French doors are opened, and you see that there is like a skeleton underneath as a head that has rolled off. So some kind of skeleton inside of this armor. Who is there? Whoever's looking at, give me an investigation check.
Should
Are you looking? I will give you the help
Yeah.
action. And I'll give you the help action by saying, I saw he was working on his arm, and then the thing in his neck was glowing in and out. What do you make of this, Sophia?
Between the horse go. Between the horse go.
Like down from where the
I
tavern
guess I
would have come
with
from.
advantage. So, 25.
25 investigation check. You do cover those pieces of armor. They were nice at some point. They're not super nice now. The weapon's kind of the same scenario. You kind of get that they're formidable in what they are or what they were, rather than their equipment that they wear. You do see that there is a piece of black cloth that looks finely made, and with a 25, you look up at Reginald and see that like a corner of his cloak is cut off, and it looks like this is like a perfect match to the fabric that would be there.
Whoa.
I believe you lost something.
I believe so. I guess I'll take it.
In my
It's awfully
animal
odd.
experience, would I think that there would be any benefit or even possibility of catching that horse?
Probably not, unless you want to get into, like nightmare training or breeding.
Is
or
this actually?
the like.
I would give it back to me. I don't know if you'd even want it. Can you even stitch this on? Is this how they do it?
Yes. Was this missing from your cloak before we had this battle, or did it happen in the scuffle?
Would I recall that? I don't feel like I would recall if my cloak was ripped.
You don't.
I don't
check your
think so, no.
cloak? I guess you're not as vain as Nick.
You're just kind of noticing. You're noticing it now, really. You're looking at it, and They rolled before.
Nix would shed a tear if he felt his cloak get
Someone
cut
rolled
off
before
behind
you.
him.
Yeah.
Something's wrong.
Could I be able to investigate
My head,
that
my-
further to see if it looks like it's like a fresh slice?
I don't think you can. The freshness. Well,
And
so with a 25, like it isn't very frayed. So I'd say yes, it seems fresh.
Can I sniff it? Does it smell like the cloves? Like he was the one that cut it?
It doesn't smell like cloves.
Or someone else did?
I think this is how. I think the goal was to take this back.
My cloak's not anything special, though.
Doesn't matter. It belonged to you. I don't know what they took from my home, but somehow they ended up in it. Just like that. They were there
This
to
wouldn't be
take-
from when he picked me up and dragged me.
I'm
No, it's
saying
probably
I
intentional.
do believe that is what it's from, but I do believe they also were going to use this to go to your home, where you're from, or to summon back to you at some point. As I don't know how this works, but why take a piece of your cloak?
From like fluttering, you see in the distance, Zephyr, you see at first a small batch is approaching from above these bridges and
Small bat?
kind of lands and, squeaking, lands in the shadows across from you. And then out steps Cassian Eldrith. The fox, your quarry is leaving. She said some covert words to a guard. I think it's the Thorn man. She's going to meet a scribe of the Order of Bone in, let me see. You kind of...
The Mines of Drakkar.
looks over. Yes, the mines. If that's of interest.
I suppose it's very much an interest.
I'm trying to stand tall and look like I didn't just get the shit beat out of me with one blast, because I'm probably quite bloody.
You guys all right?
We've had better days.
Yeah.
Really.
Rough night at the bar?
Cassian, what do you know about Sevran?
Sevran.
Why is he here?
Kind of a underworld figure, fixer. Man for hire is what I know. I believe he delves in spellcraft and such.
You know all, so why did he just try and kill us?
He tried to kill you directly?
Here. Well, not quite directly. I believe he actually is controlling... I don't know what he's got.
Why do you
going
ask
on.
directly? Is that not normally his style?
No, I've never heard of him directly trying to kill someone.
No, he didn't directly, but he was here to witness and watch.
Who tried to kill you?
One of these.
Well, I was like, we can hold up the head
Stand.
of the dead thing that's right in front of us. You know, this...
Bleeding Eye Cult, huh?
Right.
Interesting. So that speaks to Blackheart, huh?
Correct. For the third time. Boy, how... Do we know where Valtor is? You've had eyes on Selene this whole time. Where's Valtor?
I haven't seen him at Selene's. He departed when we arrived in the city, went to his encampment.
Selene hasn't had any weird word with...
What did they try to do when they came here? Were they just sent to kill you? Did they target anyone specifically?
Every time. Yes, sir.
Rode
Yes,
right
sir.
past us. Right to you.
There's nobody else here.
Let's see, he slit
got
his
drugged a
hand,
little
he
bit.
made a big crazy blade, and he said witness.
They ran off with
and
the
he,
dwarf?
Well, only because he was attacking them. It seemed like they let up on him. Like it wasn't his time. Didn't he say something? He said something.
So, like, what are you doing here or something?
He said.
Yeah, they mentioned me by name.
They knew his name,
So Reginald. Something.
Reginald was the one that decapitated the creature, by the way. Quite the hero.
and they
made
cut
me
it
not
close.
I mean, I wouldn't... You being here throws a wrench in the plans of a great dominion, especially those who want war with
Thank
your people.
you.
So, get you out of the picture, maybe.
It's the Blackhearts. They're up to something. How have you had eyes on Selene, yet somehow...
How
They
many eyes do you want me
still-
to have, Countess?
How many can you have?
Would you like to see?
This is your specialty, is it not?
Inside check. Is he hitting on her?
Give me an insight check.
All right. Yeah, this is going to be good. Yes. 23.
Yeah, you think it's like kind of like the like shapeshifter abilities of vampire thing, but also yeah, probably Cassian trying to hit on her, like not very successfully, but the best he's got. Yeah.
I incited it too. I was doing it worse, so it would have been like, oh, okay, it is your specialty.
You hear me under my breath go,
Excellent.
nice.
Nice. Well,
To the mines. I will mend your cloak.
can I
Thank you.
maybe swing by and get a little fix somewhere to
What do you need?
blood.
Blood. Pulls from his pouch a pint. Throws it to you. On the house, Countess.
It's very kind. Just pop it open. Drink it.
Will this be like the first
Staring
time
at
I see a vampire
vampires.
heal?
I'm
Can be very
staring at you
thirsty.
too. And my eyes like to do a little thing where they go red if I actually drink blood. So usually I'll put my glasses on, but you'll probably catch it before. I'm making eye contact with the dwarf to see what he does.
Awaken my... Don't make eye contact. Don't make eye contact. Elian had this whole thing with the eye contact. It was a problem. Don't do it. Learn from our mistakes.
Is a
Dear Reginald.
what's the healing for the pint?
I think it's full.
Oh, it's oh shit.
All right. Yeah. Let me see. No, I can pull it up for you.
Well, it's pretty good that he had that here because, gotta get blood somewhere. Vampires have to eat.
So imagine you're drinking and we're walking towards the mines now.
Probably, yeah. Is Cassian
She's
staying
just
with us?
slurping it down.
It is dark out.
Yeah, I'm gonna say it's full.
I will be
Cassian,
I'm gonna be
hero.
nearby you guys, but I'm just gonna drift into the shadows and I'll use my invisibility feature while I'm in the shadows.
Are we allowed? Can we take a long rest?
What?
Short
Oh,
rest.
Regenerated
Yeah.
2
Won't be
weeks.
following.
I'm hurting.
Yep.
Do you have 0 heal slots?
No, I got heals. I got 0
You need to heal yourself.
attack. Anything.
Cassian, well, do you need assistance? Continued eyes, or you do? Am I released, or would you like me anywhere else?
Cassie and I would love if you would just hang with us for a little bit here. We're all quite beat up. You might be the point of the spear.
Okay, but none of this is a favor.
Okay, well, fuck off then, I guess.
I mean, you
Here's
can go
your
get you
knife.
sold. How about you just go get you sold instead, then, if you don't really want to get your hands dirty?
This is to
It's
help
fine.
you to
Messenger
get a vote
boy
tomorrow,
summon
right?
yourself. I mean, this is more like your
I mean,
thing.
he's at least willing to fight and, help without a
Give me a persuasion.
favor. Well, no. I gotta see whether or not I am proficient in this or not, and I don't think I am. Persuasion. It's not one of my. Wait, if it has an A next to it, does that mean I'm.
Advantage. Well, I think that's specifically because of your blade. So I think that's because, like, for you pretending to be someone else, I want to say. You can let me know if that's correct or not.
Is the dot filled in or not? If you're looking for proficiency.
That's proficiency, yeah.
Oh, it is filled in. What happens if it's filled and then
You
some
just
have
add whatever's
circles?
next to it.
That means you have expertise.
Then you add whatever's next to that.
Wait, do I have to be proficient? I'm trying to, because there's one thing that I can't roll under a 10, but I don't know if it's expertise or proficient. Hold on. Or if I roll under a 10, it becomes a 10, basically.
I think you have that, yeah. You have to be level 10 to get that as a rogue.
Oh, I have something. It's literally, where is it? It's got 2 things. It's reliable talent. Whenever you make an ability check.
When do you get that?
I just got it at 7.
Really? Is that level 7?
Yeah, uses one of your skill
Thought it
or
was
tool
10.
proficiencies. Proficient. Yeah, so if I'm proficient, then that means
Yeah, it's proficiency.
that's real good.
Wow. So we begin.
So, hold on.
So we begin.
So instead, it's a 15.
A 15. He's going to roll. He had 7. It's a 5. You know, normally I would say I am no one's messenger boy. No hanger-on. Not even yours, Countess. But, seeing as I am bored, sure, I will join you.
I like vacation.
I'll see some sights. And he puts a
Very
blade
well.
in his sheath, and
This isn't
you know.
going to be awkward at all. No, it's totally fine.
So you guys are
Reginald,
heading.
have you met Cassian? Cassian, Reginald? Yeah. okay,
Pleasure.
Cool.
We haven't met
Prince.
before.
Oh.
We're all drinking buddies now. I'm involved, so everybody is.
That BD.
Right. Next.
Yes.
Right. Okay.
Also, ow, everywhere.
So, ow.
Yes, you head deep to the mines. You see stone gives way.
We're just trying to,
the
listen.
clanging of metal on stone.
Well, we know how that goes.
Stairwell spirals
Yeah,
down into colder air, scent of dust and preserved parchment. Skulls begin to be inset on the walls, glowing faintly with pale green necromantic light. You head down this area, and Cassian kind of hold up for it. Gives kind of a hand motion, and you all wait in an alleyway as you see Selene walk by some minutes later, with Eldrick Thorn in tow, and she goes towards large double doors that you see, in front of which stand 2 Frostmaw Titans. And she kind of waves a motion in front of them, and they open the door and then close it. They're Reginald. They're like 12-foot tall skeletal figures. Look like this guy. Big horns and kind of glowing. Obviously undead of some kind, but of some like giant kind.
But a door opened. Can I see beyond the door?
Give me a perception check.
Can I perpetually be using my spyglass?
Sure. Give me, yeah, especially you can give me an advantage.
Yeah.
This seems like spyglassy territory.
No, it's cocked. That would be good. Nothing even. Okay. Take that. 22.
22. You see inside the door briefly open through this gap, a vaulted archive chamber, black shelves, many books, many tomes. Just past them, a long obsidian table. And you see someone in dark Order of Bone robes. You identify as probably like an older human female with like short gray hair, but that's all you see as the door closes.
Perfect. Well, I think I see where the meeting place is going to be, around this, obsidian area, large door. I relate the female figure. I could cast clairvoyance, get 10 minutes of audio video.
Now, would they be able to track clairvoyance?
It's a video.
It is with the vision of your eyes.
Okay.
Yes. I can only do one at a time. It's pronounced video.
Video. Okay. Yeah. Sounds Cavalian.
I like vacation casting is the best.
Now, can clairvoyance be tracked back?
Yes, if they have true sight or something like that.
Okay, well. I
don't know if they can track it back to me. They could see that a sensor exists.
I think it's worth a shot. It's best to be back
Everyone's
here.
spying on these kind of things anyways. It's expected.
It's best to be back here, not in there, either way, whether they sense it or not. We can't afford another
Hey, if you're
fight or
pouring, could I have
bloodshed
one?
at the moment.
Cassian counter.
But, yeah, I believe
Stakeouts,
that would be
you know.
the best bet. All we need right now is to get a glimpse at what's happening, because there's no coincidence here. The Blackhearts are up to something. And if Selene was not behind what just happened. I don't know how, unless that was just a distraction for what she's doing now. We need to...
Nix, about the whole Nix face anyways. Sorry about that whole shit deal anyways. Not my idea, you understand.
I mean, at least you picked a handsome one.
Yeah.
Did it have to be an elf? You know, to...
I can't get in. I mean, it had to
Did
be
it have
him
to be one of
specific.
the
I can't get
family
into that.
members?
My lips are sealed, Countess. My lips are sealed. But anyways, just
Sealed in
between
a
me and my
pursed
little fox.
kissy mouth perpetually.
Are you casting clairvoyance in that room?
First, I'd like for us to disperse a little bit. If some shit goes on, they send people out. I don't want us to all just be here where they come around the corner. Hey, it was these motherfuckers. So I can cast this up to a mile away now. So how about we find a quiet little area, allow them to meet up for a hot sec.
Everyone's drinking.
And that's actually not a bad idea. How about we find I don't suppose there's bars down here in the mine.
In
Is
the
there
mine.
within a mile of the
Right
meeting
outside the
place?
mine, maybe? Within a mile? Mile's pretty long.
Any of
Miles
these
pretty
taverns
long.
have the
Good distance.
passport system where we can get our passports
Yeah.
stamped at every single one? Like
A mile's pretty long. I
we're
will
just
say, like,
racking 'em
probably
up.
the best you got in the mines are like street food vendors, but it's dwarven metal sediment, so like it's like street ale vendors. You know, they're like large casks set up for
We're
just
gonna
like
go to like
dwarves
that.
to just come up and fill their drivers up and keep walking, kind of deal. But there's benches outside seating area, kind
I'm
of
gonna
idea.
do that.
Okay.
I'm gonna try and like blend in as much as possible, since I don't know if I'm assuming I was the target of the last attack, and I don't know.
Yeah, could have been you. Could have been him.
Exactly. I was like, I don't know, especially after finding that cloak piece. If that was just, I think that was coincidence. But either way,
Could be
at
coincidence.
this point, I'd like to be like trying to blend in so that it keeps eyes off of us while you're doing this, and just drinking some street ale, hiding, and
Street ale.
I'll find a shadowy bench.
Okay.
And then I'll use my invisible shadow feature, and I'll just kind of lean up, and then I will cast clairvoyance.
Nice.
I was able to see the room, and I was able to kind of see the table area. So what I'll do is I'll try to put the invisible sensors still, maybe even like underneath the table, and I will go into audio.
Nice. What is your focus for clairvoyance?
Yeah. So it would be my wand, since this is part of my great old one spells.
Nice.
do we have anybody here who can
Does
do
say it has to be worth
Shield.
Yeah, I'd say your
Ow.
wand. Your wand is definitely worth 100 gold pieces. Yes. Beautiful. So you cast
Bubble.
clairvoyance for audio,
my lovely
and you all are sitting and drinking.
R.I.P.
Do we have a bubble?
Is there anybody in this party who can cast a shield of, safety shield, a quiet shield, a wall of...
Cast silence, but I'm doing stuff.
Yeah, no. You
Hey,
can't do
4x4. Have anything that can... You seem magical.
Do you know how to keep ears out?
You seem...
I cast Zone of Truth, making them think that it's
Okay.
You do that for fun?
I need the three of you to make what's the saving throws in the DC?
Saving throws, charisma 15.
Okay, please give me charisma 15 saving throws. And you don't know what's being cast on you, so you probably
wisdom,
wouldn't
it's
willingly
charisma?
fail. Unless you think that willingly failing is part of like a silence thing. You maybe. You feel him casting something on you. Do you resist? I guess is the question. Knowing that you think maybe it's a zone of
hold
silence.
on. So I feel like we should double roll. It should be whether or not we believe him, because we asked him to cast, so we know
Sure.
something would have to
Give
be
me an
cast
insight
of
check.
silence.
But I suppose, can any of you cast something like that? Yeah, I cast it. So
That's
I
what
start
I'm
casting.
saying. It's whether, but like, so
Yeah,
that's why I was
we'll
like,
have you
it's whether or
insight
not
check.
you feel.
If you're
22
wondering
is
about
my
it.
insight.
Because it's visual, I'm
I
like,
auto fail.
But I will do charisma.
Oh, I have
Oh, I don't feel that.
Proficiency in
That's
charisma
a
saving
4 on
throw.
charisma.
What does that mean if I'm
So,
proficient?
insight check.
You just roll whatever,
is doing
add whatever
shady
is possible.
shit. But I failed my charisma check, so I'm in
Oh,
it
you're doing
anyway.
shady shit.
It just you add more
He's
because
doing
it's proficient.
shady shit.
So you add whatever it says next
What
to
are
it.
you doing? I'm just I can't
Is that your
lie.
last spell slot?
Not him like
For-
doing it to
No,
fool with
no,
us.
it's not.
Okay.
I got more.
Your stuff for
What'd you
setting a
roll,
long
Rick?
rest?
Yeah, that's why I was like, I need a long rest because I only
So
have 2
you
more.
succeed.
What does short
the
rest
pair of
do?
you fail.
Can you do
You
a decent
can't
amount of them?
knowingly
No.
tell a lie, but you don't really know that. You just think you're being
Either
in
sleep
the zone
for
of
the
silence,
next-
I suppose.
Yeah, so
That
I'd
was
already
probably-
be
that's terrible, 'cause
concentrating
there's
and
gonna
out of
be
body, pretty much invisible,
meeting.
and I would just it just happened.
Probably
Yeah.
bloodshed.
You know, I'm not aware. It just,
Do I recognize what? I just
Did you do an insight check?
can I?
Sure.
I'd like to
I
understand.
mean, I already did one and yelled, he's doing shady shit as soon as I failed my charisma save. And I'm, like,
26.
just looking at him confused.
Yeah, you think you think that probably wasn't a silence spell.
Huh.
Warlock's gonna warlock.
Shady shit.
Yeah, he's
you
doing
hear
something. I feel like
Nix, you hear Celine's voice. You told me the irregularities were minor. They were at first, and the other woman you imagine. You hear whoosh, sliding forward of paper. Overseer Navira Duskwraith attendance pattern shifted following her visit to the Scorn estate. Several subordinates reported behavioral variants, Selene. Define variants. Memory lapses, avoidance of senior acolytes, a sudden dismissal of her closest assistant, Luma. She began to work for Scorn estate at that time. Luma. And now, she's recently taken an extended leave of absence, no direct reports, no necromantic resonance confirmation. I do not require proof, Archivist. I require suspicion. You believe the Scorn girl involved? I believe coincidence is a lazy explanation. If Overseer Duskwraith appears in Drogmahar, I can verify authenticity. The order maintains, she taps something, a marrow attunement. No imposter could withstand it. You hear kind of a chuckle. We'll see. And those other two that I was asking about, they're present as well. Very good. Thank you for your assistance, Senra. Of course, anything I can do to be of assistance. And you hear shuffling, and then the door opens.
The door opens. The door, because I'm able to hear things from it, is the door that from like the main door as they're walking back out.
Yeah, and you hear footsteps, a couple pairs of footsteps as it seems like Selene and Eldrith left, and then kind of more paper shuffling as the door closes, and you think that Sinra is still in there.
Interesting. I will move my piece up to the top of the table, and I will switch to visual, and I want to see if I can see some of these papers that are on the table. See if I can't get a sense of some of the things that they're looking at working on.
Yeah. Pull it up here for you. Seeing and hearing. Interesting. I'm going to say that you cast clairvoyance on the table. So I'm going to consider this like a camera, on the table.
What's a camera?
We think of it as a camera on the table.
Camera.
So what I'm trying to see is
Like chimera,
there are papers on the table, but you're like set on the table, right? So there's maybe like one paper that you can get a good look at. Everything
That'd be
else is
great.
like so distorted.
That'd be great.
So go ahead and give me a perception check.
Come on, baby. All right. Perception plus 4. 13 total?
13. With a 13, you see kind of the notes. You think they're kind of pushed furthest to the edge, which is why they're the ones that you can see them. You think that it's the attendance records that she was mentioning, kind of, a little boring, coming and going as when was Navarro Duskray seen, when was she coming in, when was she going from the Order of Bone Necropolis in Scorn Falling, when she reportedly went to the Scorn Manor. And so you kind of see that documented.
Am I able to see a name on who reported the attendance records? Who was keeping track of that?
There is no name, but you do see that it's signed at the bottom, Morthul the Eternal.
Okay.
So you think it's doubtful that he was the one to note this, but it was approved by Morthul. Almost like you're looking at a time card.
Yes.
And it's okay, yeah, I signed off. They get their pay. I get their pay this month. Is kind of the document I think that you're looking at, but they're using it for something else. That's what you see.
And then just a clarification, since there's a lot of information there, if we saw Navira at the Black City where we're at now, then they could use a bone marrow attunement to verify that it is actually her.
Yeah, what you heard is basically if heard her saying if she's here, if she's present, I can an Order of Bone. If they're suspicious, they have a way to verify identity. And you imagine, I think, with your knowledge of your time spent with the Order of Bone, that is something that they can basically, when a member becomes a member of the Order of Bone, they take a bone marrow sample. And so that's a way of verifying, a proof against devious behavior such as yours. So you do so you think it's probably, should you be submitted to such a thing, they could verify that you are a changeling or at least not Navarro Duskray.
Okay, thank you. I come out of that and truthfully tell you guys everything that I just heard. Also noting, they are walking outside, so I feel like we're a bit tucked away, but might be good to scoot on just in case.
Should probably get back to the manor and have some
Bubble baths, yes.
bubble baths. I can't. I was going to say sound nice, and I'm I can't.
I think you can. It's just not
as long as it's not running.
Yeah.
Make sure it's still.
Yeah.
So I have to wait.
Drop her very
I have
carefully.
to wait till they turn the water off?
Mhm.
Is that it?
Mhm. Don't let them splash it on you when you're in.
Don't pull the drain.
Mm-mm.
That all sounds so complicated. I don't think I've ever had
How
a
do
bubble
you
bath in my
bathe?
life.
How do you bathe?
Washcloth and the tears of her.
Your soul told you in the blood of his enemies
that's
is what he told you previously.
Blood of
tears.
No.
Tears would still be probably water.
But there was nothing particularly about them, bringing anything new to vote on. No curveballs.
What? Did you say the thing about the other two?
Yeah, I told you everything.
What other two is she referring to? Who are the other two?
I didn't capture that in my notes, so I can't.
Is
I think the what she said, Selene asked the Order of Bone Attendant, and those other two I asked about, and she said yes, they're present and ready for when you need them.
Here in the city? Okay. So yes, I would have told you that.
What is she referring to with that? Either way, we should make haste back before they come through here. Yes, we're tucked away, but there's still a lot of eyes around here. I shouldn't be in this area at all.
Okay. So you all, do you return back to your quarters?
I would like to... What is Isolde doing? I was like, I'd like to try to figure out where he's at, because what just happened needs explanations, and we know it's Blackheart related.
Yeah.
It's guaranteed, so...
I think, so yeah.
How and why?
You think Cassian will be back kind of at Scorn, Scorn Estates. You go back to him, Cassian kind of gives you a slight bow and says, what the fucks? This was not unenjoyable.
Agreed.
Okay. Let me know if you guys need me. I cannot attend the summit, so I'll be around.
Hopefully, next one. We
Maybe.
change that.
And he walks off to where his room may be, and you find your soul in his. He, without looking up, hello, dear. And you see him kind of scribbling notes, wraps it up, hands it on. He has this like a series of ravens at his desk, like waiting, and he kind of sticks one in their kind of claw foot, and then sends it off.
What
Kind of
are
flies.
you doing?
Oh,
It's the
Birds.
played into, yeah.
So we have lots of people to, lots of strings to arrange. Much to do.
Blackheart
But-
made a move again.
What move?
Sevran was here.
Sevran. You
I
sure?
saw him.
What did he look like?
Smelled of cloves. He had a weird...
I saw glimpses when he was up there, right? Like,
Yeah,
I
I'm
guess
gonna
I
tell
don't
it.
want to confuse what he saw unless
Was
he
it
told
raining?
us what he saw.
Just kidding.
I was like, I don't want to, unless he told us what he saw too. I don't know if you did, spyglass, because I don't want
Interesting.
to
So-
I told you what I saw because I was
like, right.
Yeah, so you kind of relay.
I saw... There was 2 Death Knight aspirants. That's what he had on the bridge. But it wasn't green. It was black and...
Sevran's moving. Aspirants. There's only a handful of those, all, high ups in the cult. Serve only Valtor, as far as I know. But Cassian thought that them trying to take Reginald is a decent idea. Blackheart are the strongest supporters of pro-war, and him being here with his iron really puts a damper on that vote. So if you can't summon him with proof, then, that is almost pointless, other than you potentially have the iron here, but difficult to hear where that came from. So that could be the motive, but certainly, yes, if Sevran's undoubtedly, or not, acting on his own initiative, then must be working for hire.
Isolde, you've spent some good time within the armies. You've seen your fair share of armor, custom-built things. What do you make of this? Minor illusion, the shoes that had that kind of like steel with the custom clip-ins. Have you seen anyone wearing something like this before?
I mean, no. Not wearing. Although... Nat 20.
That's my boy.
You know what that reminds me of?
3 episodes ago.
Forgive quickly.
On a, let's call it a business trip to Cavalium once, I encountered some guards of a high-ranking noble who shortly after my business trip, let's say that he was found no longer living. However, his guards were beings called automatons, and they are mechanical in nature, crafted in Cavalium by their tinkerers, and much hated by the dwarfs because they dislike the notion that anyone could be better at crafting things than them, but the gnomes do love their tinkering. But some argue whether or not they have souls or if they, like Stravia and make are crafted in that. But mechanical creatures, but resemble men, another. So perhaps, I would say, you could theoretically design armor like this, but it would be a king's ransom.
Maybe there's not one Sevran then. Maybe there are many Sevren. Maybe 7 of them.
Why do they always smell like clove if there's more than one?
7 and Severans.
That would make sense why he's never in the rain, just like Rust.
Ah, yes.
What is the clove? Why smell like clove?
They use it for grease or some spell component.
Maybe
to
it's
keep
cologne, I
them-
don't know.
Maybe it's cologne. Or maybe there is
Natural
some
spice. Would I have any recollection from ever using that in
So,
rotting flesh and they cover up
the
the
army
scent.
or in the, like for armor for anything?
Give me a medicine check.
automatons wouldn't have... They just be full robot, would they not?
Well,
to
we
look like
use
human?
human parts within our machinations.
26 medicine. You do. You know of...
I do.
You know of... it's essentially like we would think of it as like joint cream. But like
Clove?
almost like a magical remedy crafted primarily from cloves. But like normally you would treat it on like an arthritic or older patient suffering from joint pain. Is how you would know of it. But yeah, that's what strikes your memory, as you've administered it and crafted it before.
That's all he smells like, right? Is cloves?
It's for you, it was cloves and metallic, like oil type thing. That last time you checked.
Oh,
there was like an undertone.
There was like an undertone of like oil.
All right, I tell you guys that.
So
I wouldn't have known who he is. He called me out by name, right?
The Death Knight did.
The Death Knight called you out by name.
Okay. Do I know him from somewhere?
I mean, there's no real reason why you would. I would say give me a history check. What do you add to history?
History, I add a 2. A +2.
+2, you have to crit for this to mean anything for you. Yeah.
Natural 1.
He knows nothing. You know nothing.
There's no real reason why. I mean, this,
Johnson.
as they're talking, like he's known in Slovakia, so he's known in the, in that town really specifically.
You know a lot.
When he speaks of automata, I mean, of the stories that like they have automata in Cavalia. That's like gnomish creation.
So someone owns automatons when they exist?
Well, dear, that's there's a whole uprising of that automata should not be slaves. Maybe they were created by man, but they have their own free will, and so be careful what you say. People own automata, but yes, they're created in Cavalia and primarily used for god services. That like there.
From Cavalia, so why is one supposedly? We can suggest it's one here. For running the dark.
To suggest this is Sevran is also very strange because I have never heard of an automata being able to cast magic.
It was on his arm. It wasn't necessarily that. Well, did anybody actively see him? Oh no, you did because you messaged.
I mean, Sevran
was in your head.
Sevran is known as a prime magician for hire. He's performed all kind of miracles.
Maybe that's what they'll hold up the cloth thing too and say, describe the hole, and then what did he say? He said, "This is."
How did it talk to you in your head without having?
And he messaged, or he.
No, that's magic.
In my head,
magic.
The hole, and I'm still stuck on whatever he said.
Sounds like a mage to me.
When it came to the Death Knights, I was watching him interact with their markings. He would do something, their markings would glow, and then we'd get the shit beat out of us, naturally. But that last one, he just poofed it away. But he had something on him that was controlling that.
Was this the first time that we've seen black flame instead of green or any of the other color flames? Do we know what black
think so.
flame is associated with?
I was going to say, I don't recall ever hearing black flame. I know the red glow has happened with those markings, the sigils, like, for a summon, but I don't think
you can
I've
give
ever
me a
seen
history check if you want, or religion.
Uh, 14 for religion.
14 religion. You've heard mentioned of like theories that perhaps hell is pitch black, and one of the reasons why it's so terrible is that there's maybe like a level of hell that light does not exist, and just like dark flames or black flames is kind of like a hellish idea.
Is it simply just because they are Death Knights that were summoned? That have that extra flair?
Maybe.
That's where they're from?
But, probably not. We can't put it past that.
I was awfully close to calling on
Hells may be
Gutenberg
involved.
to, get involved with this situation, but he might know more. However, we need a bargain for that one before we pull that card. I'm just They did. I do think your theory. I'm curious if he was there for me. They did run through there,
That's what
but
it seemed like at first.
he also didn't quite turn and know where I was. I was in stealth, but it wasn't like he was looking for me when I was out of stealth. He dragged him. He called him by name, and he cut his cloak.
But he asked you what you were
Why
doing
cut
there.
his cloak?
And why ask what he was doing there?
Because
Proof,
it throws a
maybe?
wrench into their plan, him being here. When you
Oh,
want
they're like-
war against the dwarves, it awfully is hard to do so when a dwarf is here to help speak about peace and about moving forward.
How long is it until the summit?
It's like first thing in the morning. So you guys have your night's rest. You need to get a long rest, and that's a tomorrow deal.
Tomorrow's the summit.
It's first meeting of
Bro,
the
you
summit.
ain't getting a long rest before summit.
Yeah, I'm gonna make my way back to my chambers.
We do need to regroup in the morning to discuss what and how, if we should be using the goblet at the
Double
summit
bath
tomorrow.
meeting.
Yeah, and you know that that Isolde's told you that there's basically two big meetings in the summit with like a couple days in between, and the first is where everyone has to petition what they want to vote on. So like everyone talks about and discusses like, what do we vote on, and then we all agree what we vote on, and then or talk about it. You can't, anyone can bring up, a head of a house can bring up, you talk about the positions, and in the next meeting you vote on it.
Before we kind of part ways into rooms, you're going to get an awakened mind connection. Well, you almost died again. I would highly recommend you connect with Plop tonight. He saved your life, and if you don't teach him something from experience, he's going to steal your shoes tonight. You better connect with him.
I've had these for 300 years. Okay.
Good night.
Nix, by the way, thank you for you and Plop.
Of course.
Are you sleeping better now? Have I checked in with you?
Yes, I would have communicated that I'm no longer getting daddy dreams.
Perfect. Good night. How do I summon Plop?
I already walked away. So,
Cheat.
get creative with it.
All right. I will.
Lure him with snacks, I guess. So.
What kind of snack do you have?
Huh?
What kind of snack do you have?
I'll start with jerky.
You start with jerky?
My jerky. My dried jerky.
Give me a perception check, or a persuasion check.
Why did you close? I thought I told you not to do that. Persuasion. 11.
11. You start
best jerky.
You don't hear a response. It's almost like deep in the distance. You can almost hear like a.
Come on. Yeah, I was going to say anything I have shiny. I'm sure I have a coin or two. I'll take out a gold coin. Let's see. It might be-
Which gold coin?
Which gold coin do you take out?
Do you even take care of your pets?
You have a pet. It is a
Oh my
queen.
God.
Your Tamagotchi died like hardcore in your
You're
I
poor.
take out. Well, I can't take out that gold coin. Yeah,
I mean,
that one. I take that one out.
do you know, looking into your pouch, which one's which?
Yeah, it's got a different feel to it.
You get struck by something sharp as you reach into your coin pouch and take 2 points of piercing damage. Something
my
bites
God.
you.
Jesus.
Laugh so hard if you got knocked out.
I'm not.
That's how you die.
You're already
Reach out
struggling.
and
Just
the
so
mimic
Plop can
coin
come
is,
out and
is
have-
clamped onto your finger.
I give it the jerky.
That's a good call. Feed it.
There, and I'm gonna put it on my dresser.
With that,
Yeah.
Hi,
what's that?
this is my mimic.
Let me see it. That's great. Thank you. Sticks it in his pocket. Oh,
You don't have a pet anymore.
to what? May
Love
I
my familiar
owe
having its own
this
pet.
offering?
No,
You're welcome for saving your life earlier. Stuck you in the ass with a needle, I did.
First of all, I wanted to say thank you.
Yep.
That was
You let me know, I'll
very
stick you in the ass
timely,
anytime.
and that was so heroic of you. Also, I'd like...
Yeah, you will.
Doctor.
MD.
I would like to teach you things.
Like lady doctoring?
What the hell is lady doctoring?
I've heard that lady, when they have to give birth and things.
Do you want to learn how to bring a baby into this world?
Maybe.
I don't... We'll save that for, session 7 or something. I don't know.
Can I ask you something?
Depends.
How do humans make babies?
Oh.
That's a good question.
You see, for boggles, what happens is you
Are you back in your room?
the
Probably.
women, they squirt a bunch
I'm
of their
sure.
slick
I think you're
oil
by
in a
yourself.
huge bog, right? And usually you can carry it in an urn or a jar. And then they hide it, right? They hide it really, really well. And all the men boggles, they try to go around and find where the women folk have heard the slick oil boggle. And if they find it, they fill it up, they save it up with their sticky oil, okay? And then if they do it right, out comes a new baby boggle.
Wait, so when you sticky oil on the enemies and
Sticky
stuff,
oil
that's
and
your...
the other oil together. Slick and sticky together.
Yeah,
It's slick and sticky. They
slick and
mix it.
sticky.
Slick and sticky?
They
You
mix
got it.
the slick and
You
sticky
mix the
oil.
sticky with the slick.
Mix your slick with my sticky. Sticky, slicky. The slick with the sticky. Slicky,
Anyways.
sticky, right.
Interesting way to make a bowl.
Thanks for the coin. Is that all I'm here for?
No, you wanted to learn medicine, so I'm here to... Let's have a first session.
Okay. That frog, I still got it.
What?
Oh,
If you could see a toad saying "save me" is what that's toad saying. Help!
He's got
Help!
multiple pets on him.
Yeah, he stabs it.
oh.
Okay, now let's save his life. How do we do it?
Okay. I'm gonna medicine check and figure out how to save this poor frog. I'm gonna get out my medicine kit,
Okay,
and we're gonna...
give me a medicine check.
I love that he's learning from the one who doesn't have healing
22.
spells.
Just curious.
I do. Yeah.
Oh,
But she's
okay,
proficient in
okay.
medicine.
Oh,
Really use it on people.
that's true.
22. Yeah, you somehow managed to save this mostly bisected
The whole time I
frog.
want to be animal.
Closing it, bleeding, managed to stitch it up.
I want to be
Like
speaking
that.
to animal, I'm
Wow.
trying to comfort it, telling it it's okay.
So I can't help. You speak frog.
Yes.
That's amazing. That is. I can't help that you notice that you tried to keep all the liquid in it.
So we're starting from
Normally we
square
try to
negative
make all the
5.
liquid come out.
No, he doesn't have sticky liquid. That's just you.
Ah,
Nobody else has sticky liquid that's supposed to come.
that sucks for him. Sticky liquid's the best part.
Well, I'll talk to you about the reproductive later because
He did ask
actually
you about how
you might
babies
have something
enter.
in common with males,
Okay.
not women.
Yeah.
Where? No. So, not on my bingo card to have this conversation at midnight with Ploppadoo.
This goes on for about an hour as Plop needles you with many questions
going to,
about
like,
medicine.
Chug a
and-
bunch of alcohol.
but yes, you do
And-
find that his understanding of both nature and medicine is vastly different than yours, being a boggle of the Feywild.
Plop, you've been great. You've helped so much, even thinking that the opposite is what needs to happen.
I can't help but say the violent parts of doctoring is my most favorite. Scalpels, needles.
Have you?
Do you, I think don't you have to use a tourniquet for stuff?
Yeah, to keep the liquid in.
Perfect. I love tourniquets.
Yeah, you are great. You would be a great surgeon.
How many more of these do I have to get before I get a plaque?
Plaque?
Yeah.
I cannot give you the plaque. You know what?
Why the hell am I doing this then?
No. I will give you a plaque.
Okay.
Okay.
All
At each, I will. You hang in there.
Just
we'll
like
have a couple
like
more
a
sessions.
point system.
Right here.
Experience
You-
points.
How many
Mhm.
stars did I get tonight, teacher?
You got 2. And a mimic.
2.
Yeah.
We saved this frog's life.
Yeah, for every I'm gonna let it outside.
Hey, but that's what looks educational. I still have that chicken back from Greydale. We can use that.
Wait, little shit.
Well, you named it.
No, I'm asking, is that the one you're talking about, little shit?
You don't know. He has a chicken from Greydo.
Is he the one that talked with the bear?
Chickens can't talk. You're crazy. All right, see you later, Rick. That was a good time. Disappeared.
Chickens get out.
Sticky. Disgusting.
Sticky and
Sticky.
slicky.
Slicky.
Sticky and sticky.
If they hide it really well.
Stickies and the stickies.
Okay,
Yeah, well,
so anything else you guys are doing?
Healing, please.
Yes, it is.
I got taken down too.
Many of you very damaged from that night. You get your night's sleep.
You get a little note slid under your door at some point that you might find in the morning.
I would probably go try and find somewhere I could restack my vial blood or find another vial or something somewhere.
Okay. You do know that your chalice can create blood.
Yes,
too.
I know.
Is this
I've
a short
avoided
rest
using
or-
it so far.
Okay.
But tomorrow is probably so in the morning. That's why I want them all to regroup so we can chat.
Yeah. There are stores. This is your childhood home. You can find. I'll say you find 3 vials of blood.
Okay.
So night passes. You all get your long rest.
Oh, thank God.
Otherwise, quiet, fall into deep sleep, and many of you probably have to be awoken by servants letting you know that the summit proceedings are within an hour from now.
I would find. Honestly, I'd probably just go wander into Nix's room again. Whether he's awake or not. Nix.
Yeah.
Nix, you wake up to see Isolde's already at your writing desk and be like, you're awake.
He's already in there, and I'm outside the
Grab
bed.
the things. I'm going to do the hard turnover.
Fancy. You saw
Come on in, dear.
Fancy.
Is your bubble bath drawn?
I have.
I don't know.
I assume this is where we're meeting.
It's a good meeting spot, is it not? I mean, we might as well go to him as he's likely not to be on time. So,
You said I can hit the long rest button.
Yes.
Are we all congregating?
Yeah, I would have. I said the night before that we need to meet up in the morning before things, and then, I think before we always met at Nix's, so it's kind of good assumption.
Dear, while you're here, how are we playing the Reginald thing? Oh, there he is now. Reginald, good, come in. I had a servant summon you. How do we want to bring him into the beginning or very dramatically, like when we talk about the Dorusk thing and be like, on that point, how are we doing that?
I am very curious about. Yeah, because we get to have our party, correct? How does this work? I have a
Someone
seat.
say party?
Yes.
he is.
Have a seat.
Functionally, yes. Heads of houses are seated around the table, and then really any others you wish to bring in with you can be, standing behind. Some of them have very large entourages. It is a large room, but if we don't bring him in immediately, I do suggest, keeping strong guard on him in case, someone tries to make off with him like they did earlier.
The question is whether or not, yes, he should be in with us in the beginning, or should I have Cassian with him outside and they both come in together?
I don't think Cassian's invited at all.
He's not.
Yeah,
He
to be
doesn't have a
dramatic
seat.
too. I do like a flair for
Doesn't
it.
have a seat yet. But that is what we're here for, is it not? And why can't he be part of our party?
Party.
What do you think? Is that looked at, would that be too much? Adding an Eldrith behind me as well? Or appropriate amount of flair?
It's dramatic. I like it.
Okay. That being said, we need to have a plan for the chalice, as if I put it down at the table, it can't look like it does. I know we've already talked about this. It needs to be
We've already
disguised.
disguised it, right?
Yes.
Put your
How long does that
pendant
work?
on it.
Oh yeah, I
and-
forgot I can pendant it. So I'll start that now while we talk about it.
It was
Be
like
aware.
that. It was like that combined with, I think, Nix's minor illusion or
After
something.
what Selene had said, though, part of this is it puts everybody under truth at the table. This can play in our favor with whether or not we are going to be asking when things start getting, a little bit more feisty.
Or
Whether or
whether
not
things get
Valtor-
asked. I will say you
I was
expect
going-
to be under fire. Yeah.
I was going to
You're
say
the new one.
it
You're the
might
new
be a
blood.
little bit questionable, the fact that after what Selene said yesterday with Nyvera, those questions might come up. And I cannot lie if it is down with...
I think that I'd rather have this chalice potentially used tomorrow when there's the actual voting and debate. This is just the bringing up the things to vote upon, correct?
Right. I believe so.
So if we say something tomorrow like,
I mean...
vote your conscience.
Mm.
Well, actually, these folks have no consciences. They're sons of
I
bitches,
could.
them all.
They're all dead.
They're all dead.
They're dead.
We are
They're great. They're fantastic.
We're great.
You're fantastic.
We're the minority.
Yeah,
I
they're still
could.
dead. No.
That's just kind of like a state of being, I like to think of it.
I like you all.
I could sip from it today, right beforehand, and boost my... I don't know, what would we need? Persuasion or deception here? Probably.
Yes, as long as I'm,
Persuasion.
let's see here, because I have above table, I've got Bardic Inspiration stuff. I think that at a certain level, no.
I mean, I'm very proficient in persuasion. Are we
As
just
am
try?
I do not
Okay.
know if they'll let you talk aside from the moment I bring you in.
Because the summit
Yeah.
is where, this is where you're declaring which suitor you're picking, or
Absolutely not. That is not what happens here. That is my unveiling ball, good sir. This is the summit where
It's all political.
it's all politics today. It is about, first meeting is about potential things we are bringing up to vote on. We are here to, I believe my father is here to explain how I am to head House Scorn in his stead, nobody else, as well as to give Eldrith a seat. They are a serving house, and it is well deserved at this point that they have their own. I check to see whether or not he knows anything about Eldrith when I'm saying that, and then
is that a house, or
he
is
knows
that
because
a-
I spilled the beans with him and
About
Cassian
Cassian.
yesterday.
Eldrith is a house?
Eldrith is Cassian's house.
Oh, okay.
I am working on getting them a seat so that they work only and directly for my house, because they are literally the secret holders and assassins. It's also trying to we'd like to fix the Darushk import-export and open it back up instead of what is currently happening, where it is closed. That is on our goal to raise.
Or to escalate. If we do not get some kind of a trade thing, which I think you'd know quite well, there's the potential of invasion.
Mm-hmm.
Now, are we wanting him to walk in on the first one where we are raising these, or the second meeting?
That's what I was, asking about. It's really just a touch of dramatic. Either way, he's there and the point stands. So I would feel a little better if he goes in with us, then we can all help protect him versus...
In the beginning. Correct.
Right. I'm just mainly concerned about his safety, knowing that
I
there are strong, intense pressure. If he's gone, then we lose our footing.
I believe he needs to, after yesterday and not knowing if that was an attack on myself, as they have attacked my house, but you, specifically, I think you need to stay within these walls with all of us at all times. Are you okay with that?
Yeah.
I also believe we should indeed inquire on Cassian. I know he said he was not going to be there as he didn't believe he could, but I would like to, well, shoot, I guess I could just send a message real quick. Write up a message to send off with probably a maid to connect with Thieves' Cant.
With Cassian?
Yeah, with
Okay.
Cassian. To have him meet here basically ASAP, because I believe if we have another very capable guarding body, that should be ecstatic to be able to show up, since we are proposing that he has a seat next year, and B, it's kind of a little, rub in the face of everybody who's not allowing him to be there right now. And C, he can help protect, good sir over here. As if we are to work with Eldrith, they should be on the same path we are, which is to open Darushk for trade and find peace in the future, not war. What else? Do you have any other ideas?
That is the whole attempt that I'm doing too, is for peace and to work with export and imports.
Well, you came to the right house then. Not everybody is going to have that same opinion at that table, and it might get ugly. But that is what we are here for. That is the goal, as there are bigger things to worry about outside of this silly meeting here. These things matter, and they need to happen. It's honestly to not only save your people and my people, to save a lot more. Because if you know anything about the North and what's further out there, they're coming here. And we can't have bickering and fighting within our own walls and within our own, what could be alliances, while the giants just come and storm over all of us and leave nothing.
We should probably leave. I've seen cases where other houses try to fill the room with their own people and, there's planning a coup or something. So we want to make sure we have our people.
Vampires here.
Well, while we were having that conversation, I'd like to have gotten into one of your guys. You guys both have disguise kits, right?
Do you have disguise kit?
I actually do. I'm a master of disguise, I'm pretty sure.
Do you have one too?
I do.
I no longer have my disguise kit, so I'm going to be going through yours, and
I can give you mine since I'm going to be going as me, but I do have a disguise kit.
I've been using the time to disguise your glass, actually.
Okay.
I don't want to be using a spell to perpetually try to keep this.
No, you're good, because this alone should help a lot with it too. So.
Yeah, so I will do a disguise with that, and then I will incorporate your your pendant to mask that it is a magical item.
Where is my microphone?
Your party all leave. Cassian joins you as you head, and Zafira, you would know that these meetings take place in Carandoral, known as the Elders District, and is the dwarvish seat of power. So when this was under dwarven territory, it would be like the throne room of the leader of Drogmahar. And traditionally, for dwarves of this nature, that such places of power are not a place of lofty heights, but depths. And so it is an area right next to the lowest depths available to the public of the mines. And your procession leads, and you see many other processions pass. You see the Blackhearts and Selene and Valtor kind of pass. You see Valtor, Zafira gives you a nod as he walks past. And you see a few other people of noble houses as you approach the throne room. Reginald, this chamber was once dwarven. It's very obvious. Massive columns carved with geometric precision, a vaulted ceiling lost in darkness. Obsidian inlays, however, scar these old ruins, and crimson's banners hang like open wounds between the stone ribs of this hall. A circular dais dominates the center, and the summit table is not a table at all, but a ring of black thrones facing inward. And you see already waiting are many kind of Blackheart hangers on the back of the room. And you see that Selene takes a seat at the seat in front, and Valter kind of stands behind. And after a few moments wait, you see that House Myrrh joins. Ysolde is traveling with you, and he takes a seat at his throne with a few of his kind of advisors behind him, and then kind of many of your party. your seat is positioned kind of next to Ysol's, should you choose to sit at it. And then at another seat, arriving a little bit later, is High Inquisitor Sarah Thren, and she kind of sits behind, and there's absolutely no one behind her.
I will go and sit behind her.
Okay.
Or stand behind her.
So you, she has no representatives behind her. So Nick's kind of like the lone person showing support to the Inquisitor, goes behind her. And then everyone's kind of looking at the time, checking their watch. And then like 15 minutes pass, and the prince and his first blades and many other kind of courtesans and hangerlings, like his drinking buddies and groupies and things, appear behind him as he takes his seat. Kind of sitting at the chair.
How many seats would you say there
What did I just say?
Well, I just didn't know. You said it's all made up of thrones facing each other. I didn't know.
Yeah, so for all the seats, it's Scorn,
Sorry, you don't have to know.
Thren, Velwyn, Blackheart. I think that's it, right? Myrrh. So 5?
Yeah. Blackheart, Stravos, Myrrh.
Cassian ended up getting my...
Cassian's with you, yes.
Okay, he came with us. Okay. Just making sure he met up with us on the way in.
But so obviously at the center chair is not Stravos, but it is the Inquisitors, Lenora Thren. And she, tall, severe, layered in these crimson and bone white silk, hair pulled back tightly.
With the Inquisitor, like who he's standing behind?
Yes.
The center chair?
And then the blindfold and the burning eye sigil. Let the summit of the Crimson Court be convened. Grave iron wanes. Our reserves diminish. The dwarfs of Dorusk hoard by word of some, or hold what is rightfully theirs by word of others. Regardless, iron supplies in Stravia are growing thin. This is one important matter to discuss at this summit. We will begin with declaration of presence. And she motions next to her. Selene rises. Selene Blackheart, representing House Blackheart. Count Draven sends his regards. Urgent matters that attended to in Valola. He trusts my judgment entirely. And she sits. Ysol's chair comes next. Ysold Velwyn, head of House Velwyn, present. And nods at the Inquisitor, sits back down. It would be your turn next.
Zelfira Scorn, representing House Scorn.
And they nod. Lord Anselmer rises. Lord Anselmer, head of House Mer, present. Sits back down. And the prince, travel cloak removed. He's dressed in his court black with silver accents, perfect, rigid posture. Prince Lariel Stravos II, heir to the crown of Stravia, representing House Stravos. He tilts his head. My father, King Lariel, is engaged in something important, I'm sure. And there's kind of a few chuckles in the room, and he smiles and sits back down.
I'd like to insight check him. He's been acting kind of off, going and speaking. Is he as confident as he actually claims to be?
Give me an insight check.
Is my dad behind us as well?
Yes.
Okay. Want to make sure.
10.
10, he appears supremely confident with a 10. An Inquisitor speaks up again. Let it be recorded, the matter before us. And Selene Blackheart rises. Honored High Inquisitor. Excuse me. Esteemed lords and ladies of the court. Before we concern ourselves with iron shortages and dwarven trade, I ask permission to address a smaller matter. And it concerns legitimacy of one of the heads of those seated here. She glances past you, Zafira. Point of procedure. It has come to my attention that Lady Zafira assumed the mantle of her house without the formal ratification of Aurelia Score's designated heir. Her gaze settles deliberately on Valroth behind you. Custom dictates that when the ruling matriarch is absent, succession must first be acknowledged before a sitting heir of equal claim, and we have such an heir present. She motions back behind Valroth's silence. And you get like some murmuring and muttering that this is like annoying and technical in nature.
I will be one of those, and I will use that as a moment to give you Bardic Inspiration.
Okay.
1d6 plus 1.
Valroth kind of takes a step forward. House Scone is not unclaimed nor contested. My grandmother's will was explicit. Zafira Scone's stand as acting head in her stead. He turns towards Selene. If House Blackheart wishes to challenge that declaration formally, then do so openly. Selene smiles. I am doing just that. Thren lifts one hand. This is indeed a procedural matter. Nods at you, Zafira, and then Valroth. Such legitimacy must be verified to preserve the integrity of the summit. This shall be voted on in the morrow. Formal declaration has been occurred. All in favor? On the legitimacy of Zafira's transition to power. And everyone nods. Other than you. Is that everything, Selene? Not quite. Something else has come to my attention regarding Slavoka. We all understand the Stravia endures not just by sentiment, but by structure. Our power rests on the reliability of our institutions, the sanctity of the Order of Bone, the certainty of oversight, and the assurance that those that hold authority truly hold it. Recently, I have been aware of irregularities. An overseer whose attendance has become inconsistent, subordinates who report unusual behavior, and an assistant who departs abruptly and immediately finds patronage within a noble household. And she looks at you, Zafira. Coincidences, perhaps, and yet in times such as these, coincidences demand attention. I do not accuse, only speculate. I suggest that we attempt to summon Nevaida Deskwraith to these procedures and have her identity be authenticated. Finally, and she turns and the doors to this chamber open, a slow, hollow echo of boots. Two figures enter, one robed in bone white, one shambling with a hilt behind him. Selene does not turn. Excellent. You have arrived precisely on time. High Inquisitor, allow me to present the former scribe Matthias of the Order of Bone.
Son of a bitch!
And his
you hear
associate.
Nick's visibly hiss.
And you see behind her, as she says associate, is...
That guy is my Pellin.
He sucks.
A semi-preserved, rotted form of Lena, as she...
Yep.
With
Knew
a
it.
hitch
Send
behind
Lena.
him. The Order of Bone processes death. It does not improvise it. This corpse was not merely raised, it is, on my information, that it was altered. Given explicit purpose, written procedure of that same associate who then became member of House Scorn's entourage. And that purpose was torment of an Order of Bone associate. And she turns to Matthias.
I actually know anything about this. I don't think I actually know any of this. So I think so far I'm kind of in the clear.
You see Matthias clad in this white. You see he looks gaunt and eyes sunken black with lack of sleep. And he kind of pulls back his robe. He looks terrible, like he's been suffering, some ailment for many weeks. He kneels. I attempted to process this corpse in question in accordance with the order procedure. I was interfered with by the individual known as Nick's ghost song. The corpse was bound with directive intent, commanded to harrow me. I believe to obstruct order function. And Selene was her. And where did this interference occur, Overseer? Whose was written responsible for Nick's being at the Order of Bone Necropolis at that day? Under the protection of Ladies Virilia Scorn, I believe was the term at that time. Thank you, she nods. And she motions to Lena. Oh, don't look so shocked. And she looks at you next. You told me to make him miserable. I did. And the court kind of shifts.
Your bardic.
And they go back to stand behind Selene. Okay. The Inquisitor nods. Selene, that is interesting information. Is there something that we are voting on here? This is just, I would like to be upfront with the evidence that I have concerning legitimacy of the sitting heir and head of House Scorn. If the same heir is sending her associates to interfere with order behavior, undermine their workings, not even sure if they should be sitting here in the first place, then what are we doing? That is all.
Send you an awakened mind. You could destroy her reputation by implying that she was complicit in Virilia's assassination. If you wanted at this moment.
This is true.
Could I convince Selene to go into a zone of truth? If she's actually
It doesn't
speaking
matter right
truth?
now because unless we're not being asked anything. We're just right now. Votes are supposed to be, or not votes.
To bring in things.
We're supposed to be bringing things to the board that's supposed to be voted on. This is not to be voted on. Well, now technically my legitimacy is to be voted on, but the rest of it is just information. Like Seraph just cares about the truth. However, in this situation, she's not asking for it right now. She's just bringing things to the table. So,
Oh, she's being a bitch.
Well, I guess it's more.
yeah,
just to
she's
make
just being
sure
a bitch
what
to be a
she's saying
bitch. She's
is
trying
truthful.
to shake. Yeah,
Because does that matter? Like, is she actually lying about this stuff, or
doesn't.
So we tie that back
I
to
don't know because I didn't know any of mostly
Zephyr
anything Nick
Associates
did when
working faster than
You
she
see,
realized.
Seraph is kind of like looking at her papers, like trying to get the quickly derailed meeting back and stuff. And you see that Selene looks over at you, Zephyra. May I ask, among your peers, Zephyra, were you even aware that your servant, your worker, was conducting such actions in the Order of Bone under the word of your grandmother?
It's a gotcha question.
Yeah.
Say yes or no, and you imply that you knew something or didn't know something.
You could not say yes or no and just say, I gave them orders to investigate her death. And wasn't Lena involved in it? Wasn't she one of the ones that was involved with it?
I don't quite call them my servants, first off. They're part of my crew. We like to go by the Bloody Buddies.
Your crew, then?
Second off, I do have a fellow question for you. when you came to my manor to meet with my grandmother, and suddenly the whole manor was attacked, and you acted so frail and like you couldn't help or assist in any way, shape, or form, especially Eldrick, who I know has quite the vast history of being very capable of helping and supporting. Tell me, were you so shocked and frightened at these intruders that you couldn't dare raise a single finger to assist your fellow vampire in need? My
Excellent question.
grandmother.
Allow me to answer by asking our witness one more question. Lena, dear, what association were you with before you became a zombie? She says, a member of the Sunlit Path Rebellion. And who did you work with to be placed in the Order of Necropolis? That would be Nyx Ghostsong. So Nyx, one of your buddies, was working with the Sunlit Path Rebellion under your direction?
Oh, damn, that's a gotcha question.
They're all gotcha questions. This is all she
I
does.
don't know. I'm actually trying to think back if it was under my direction or not.
I think there was just
And you sold, I'm sorry, I'm not sure what this has. What it has to do with my original point, the legitimacy of a seating member of a major house of a vampire noble. Either the head of such house is intentionally ordering such acts of facilitating rebellion and deception with the Order of Bone and undermining it, or she is unaware of such acts, which in my opinion is even worse. So this is why I'm asking the question. And Thrin,
Am I allowed to speak at these things, or is it just the people that are, in
you
the
get that as like a
chairs?
loose, it's like, you can do whatever you want. You imagine like
looser today than
the
probably
rules of
glare at
decorum is
you,
like
but you're-
the heads are kind of the people who are, they can kind of talk whenever they want. If you're not a head and you're kind of speak out of turn, you're kind of, it's a faux pas.
Okay.
I would say they would probably all look at you funny. But
Yeah, I will
Don't do it.
use my awakened mind to just remind you that at the time we were doing some investigation because Order of Bone were poisoning the people of the city, and we needed additional information on them. And so while they're saying infiltration, disrupting their business, what we were doing is trying to covertly gather information to protect the
Jesus Christ, why
citizens.
can't you just say this?
do it. Say it.
I
like,
say it,
oh, you
and
know
then,
what?
and then they can
I will
come out
say
of
this.
here.
I will say this.
You know what? You want to know about that moment? Why? Well, Nyx is here. I know you guys like to only think you have a say in things, but as I said, they're not my servants. They're part of my crew. I believe he can speak for himself. Because, yeah, you're right. Not being aware is worse than being aware. And we're quite aware that somebody and something was poisoning all of my water supplies and needed to be stopped. Still needs to be stopped, actually.
The Inquisitor looks at you. Selene, I am sensing that a good portion of this is personal vendetta against
Thank you.
that Lady Zephyra Scone. However, I am interested in your answer to her question. Is your answer that you were aware of your associates' actions at the necropolis?
At the necropolis? No.
Very well.
Which is true. It's like, I don't know how you're going to look at it, but I was like, that's true.
Then, Nyx,
that the
yes,
only
what
question?
is your position on this matter?
Well, I obviously didn't want to embarrass Lady Selene here, throwing around lofty things, but I suppose if we really must, the late Virilia, she is so concerned with her constituents. One of the things that had been identified by your sister, actually, was that many folks were getting poisoned within the city. One of the things, the threads to pull, was to... it led all back to the Order of Bone. I'm sorry, Selene, but they must know the truth. For all these people are gathered for the truth, are they not, High Inquisitor? In fact...
This is why I give him his own voice.
In fact, they have been poisoning the people of the city. A piece of the shattered sun disk has been acquired and thus tainted.
You want truth?
A thing called the Black Veil Plague. One you had mentioned, Naivira, who seems missing now, was one architect of this, and I am sure there are others within the Order of Bone complicit as well that should come forward and explain why they have been placing this plague upon the people of Slavoka. It has, unfortunately, come to it that we needed to gather more information within the Order of Bone, which they have protected so deeply with Frostmaw Titans, to guard the secrecy of their plague against the people, that the truth has had a hard time coming out. When the truth did come out, Lenora was immediately killed thereafter.
I got you.
Yeah,
I did.
from the people.
I did. Just sounded like did you just like make
If we are speaking of legitimacy within the seats that are here, can we really trust Lady Selene, who stood by while Virilia, thank you, was killed? I think that perhaps we should hear from her, who's the dog guy? Eldrick. From Eldrick on the morrow as well, and perhaps lay a final claim to the legitimacy and perhaps persecution of Scorn in such a way. Furthermore, multiple attacks have been levied upon the life of Zelfir from multiple members. I'm sorry, I know it's what we do in the shadows here, yes? The shadows of Stravia everywhere. But perhaps more light needs to come out. And again, I didn't want to be the one to do this. Selene, why are you poking about some... But fine, cards on the table. When are we going to be able to work as a governing body in order to persevere against our greater needs? The things that we're actually here to speak about today. To gather ourselves to be able to better our power, our strength on this land, and our prosperity instead of this bullshit. Look at this Matthias character cowering over there like a little bitch. Is this what we're here for?
Nix.
I say this is.
Okay. Thank you, Nix.
I tried to continue. They gave me an opportunity
Point,
to speak. So.
point, well struck. From my perspective, let it be said that both sides, regardless of the matter, spoke truth, however self-serving some of it may be. So, if anyone else has anything else to say on the notion of Lady Zephyra's Scorn legitimacy as head of House Scorn.
Of course she's legitimate. Sorry, that's my last one.
The way legitimate.
Then, can we please discuss the matter of Darusk? And Lord Anselmer, seeming like a little put off that this has been not about him at all so far. Well, destabilizes trade. But iron starvation stabilizes everything. Point of the matter is, we need iron. A man of, looks over at, Selene a little sheepishly. A man of trade, myself, I would speak to bargaining. For trade to be reopened.
Yeah.
And you see like him begin to like, if a vampire can sweat a little bit beads.
I will say, I will give him a bardic inspiration. 1d6 plus 1.
Acting.
Is he like flailing at that point or like trying to?
Well, you know that Myrrh is almost like a vassal house of Blackheart, so he's like speaking out against Blackheart. Give me an insight check, Sophia.
I was gonna say, but that's Saren's house, and I just sent Saren after Blackheart, so that's a 19 on the dice plus 9, so
Yeah, you think it's, you do think that Saren is related. Like, potentially, Saren has talked to his dad, basically, before this meeting, and that probably caused him to smoke. And you do think that the fact that Count Draven Blackheart not being there is giving, like, him more bones to stand up. You don't think that he would have been able to say that if Draven was there. But because it's Selene, like his daughter, you know, he feels a little bit more safe to be able to say that. Prince Davos. Dorusk grows bold. They test our borders. They mock our need. Grave iron is not a luxury, it is structural. Unless, he looks at you, Zafira, new avenues of supply lines have emerged.
I am going to
The chamber shifts and eyes turn towards
agree
you.
on striking up a bargain with import-export to Darushk, as I believe we can make new bargains, new trades. I have somebody here themselves that could further help.
Who is
in
that?
this effect.
The prince asks.
That would be Reginald. Force, not skin.
Folston.
I'm just going to make your hair gust.
Reginald Folstone, the very prince of Darushk
And the
himself.
prince exclaims, a dwarvish prince arriving here back in the Black City. Fantastic. Round of applause, a round of applause. What lengths he must have had to go to even get here. Astounding.
Took us a very long time to get here.
Good to have you.
No. It's good to be here. Thank you for hearing me out.
You are so welcome.
We are very happy.
Hopefully no bad blood about the whole, you know, destroying your homeland, enslaving your people, and conquering your nation kind of thing.
Do I feel like he's instigating?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, yeah,
He's
for
the
sure.
prince. He's absolutely instigating.
He's the pompous one, right?
Yes. He's
And,
I did tell you about these things.
Yeah,
he is the one that is known me my whole life. Wait, did we actually have a conversation about this one, or did you just ask about the other people?
Yes, about the
Is he not the
suitors.
one that was just like trying to get us to do the trade against Blackheart?
He seems kind of against it. He just spoke up and kind of like instigating you, kind of needling to this. But you know, like from the
He's
travels,
one of my suitors.
that he's one of the suitors.
Ew,
He's the
suitors.
crown prince of Stravia. So he's the son of King Lariel,
Okay, I need
the
to
guy
know
who
if he
conquered
was
your nation.
Did we talk
Basically,
about it?
he's the son of the guy who went to battle against your granddad and
Yes.
helped, essentially kill him and take over your nation and stuff. So he's instigating and needling you. Like, no bad blood about the whole.
He joined after.
sorry.
He doesn't
Good to have
know.
you. Look how
Because
well
I know
you've
he
done
doesn't
your
tell
job.
them, and he
Yeah.
hasn't asked for questions.
If you're awake
So
in
no,
mind,
he's my brother.
the guy's a dick. Don't file in for it, and I give you a bardic inspiration. 1d6 plus 1.
There is no bad blood as long as we can come to terms.
You see that Ansel. Look at this. The dwarfs themselves are willing to negotiate. Shown up here, of all things.
They are.
He'll make a
Hansel
persuasion
knows what he's
check.
talking
Ansel.
Actually, I don't know if I should say it. No, I should say it because that's the whole
on the
point.
bardic.
I was going to say that's the whole
Pretty
point
good.
of having you
Total of
bring the
21.
iron this way was to actually use it as a. He even came.
Where did we send that iron? Was that here? The iron here?
Yes.
Yeah, we
I think it's
brought
gotta
it
be here, yeah.
because
Okay.
at first you were trying to decide if we send it back, but we thought about the fact that if it's here, it can be used to help further that notion of you come willing with the trade and to open up the iron.
Mm-hmm.
He even came with how many carts of iron was it?
6.
Six carts of iron.
6 carts of the finest Doruski iron.
Mm-hmm.
How industrious. You dwarven people never cease to amaze me. Fantastic.
Oh, he puts me on edge.
I hate this guy.
So good. Yeah, it's really good at.
I have my Awaken Mind connection with you. Ask them about maybe we could get an audit on where the existing iron is going. You guys have it because you know how to use it in the right way.
Imagine what happened on the way here.
But we just
Somebody
get a bunch
tried
of
to steal
they get
it.
a bunch of shit and it's going somewhere. I'm not seeing a bunch of iron buildings around, by the
No.
way. I'm not seeing a bunch of iron and
Well,
stuff.
we've had 2 people now get stopped because of iron and see iron on the path.
May I ask?
Where's the
may I
iron
ask,
going?
Reginald, while you're here and discussing, is this iron gifted to Stravia, or to Lady Zafira specifically?
The legitimate lady.
Oh shoot. Me and my father believe
The king is involved.
in
yes.
Zalfaria.
Jesus Christ.
Nailed it.
Wait, I got it right?
Yep, that's it. Keep calling her that. She'll love it.
I just make daggers out the
Did I mess it? Oh my god. Z.
Go back to Z. Yeah.
He's good. He's good.
I'm so bad with names.
The legitimate Z.
Yeah.
Big Z.
Uh-huh. We believe in her to come into Scorn and to lead it. And she's one of the big reasons why we believe this would be a good and peaceful trade.
Sure,
don't
but you didn't really answer my question. Just to be technical, let's say House Scorn should, theoretically, House Scorn rebel. What is the stance of Dorusk? Who owns this gold? Is it House Scorn, or is it the nation of Stravia? Iron.
It would be Zalfaria.
All right.
Zalfaria.
Okay.
I'm gonna say it wrong.
It's for the House of Scorn and for Zalfaria. But that's because we believe that she will be a great leader. And we also have a problem with wanting to audit how the iron is being handled now, because we have already ran into a couple times of bandits trying to steal iron from us. And so we almost had no iron to even give to you.
Ah, bandits on the road. Terrible. Terrible business.
Yeah.
Where's the current?
And so an audit of where the current iron is going will be needed to hash out a final deal with Darusk.
The Inquisitor nods. Thank you, Reginald. Any other matters to discuss? The floor is open. We shall vote on both of these matters brought up currently, the legitimacy of Zalfira Scorn, and...
I have a couple of things of my own I'd like to bring up.
Yes.
One along the lines of transparency on audits and on where things go. I do believe we need to be more transparent on the tithe itself. Where does it all go? How is it done? And whether or not we are taking more than we need. Our people are starving, our people are dying, our people are sick. And when sick people are all we have, the blood will run out. It won't be good anymore.
Yeah.
Yes.
So why would we not care to make their lives better? So in turn, we make our own lives better too, for longer. Why drain it if we don't need to? I would like a better transparency put upon the tithe.
So a matter of transparency and audit of the tithes of all cities and occupancies of Stravia.
Correct. And
That
whether or
shall be
not
voted
we are
upon.
taking too much.
Any other thoughts on this matter? And you see, I do know that I personally have been instructed by the king to look into the matters of the rebellion and situation of the populace in Slavoka, and I can attest to Lady Scorn's statements that her people are in great want.
Who said that you saw?
The Inquisitor.
Inquisitor. Okay. I'll wait to see if anybody else is going to have any input on tithe.
It's like nobody else speaks.
I have one further request I'd like to bring to table for vote. I believe House Eldrith has served a great deal and is indeed deserving of a seat at this table, to have an opinion, not just to do what all of us request and be in the shadows. I believe they deserve a seat.
Yeah.
I would like to vote
Can
see-
I be taking that?
You see Selene like chuckles under
Could
her breath.
Can I be looking at everyone's reaction to see, okay, Selene chuckling to see if there's anyone that has an adverse reaction to this?
Selene chuckles. The prince looks like he's about to speak. Are kind of the main things that you see. And Selene will...
Gotta give you an inside check.
Cassian himself is here because I asked him to be, as I am somebody who believes he deserves to be. Since he can't have his own seat, he's part of my party.
Selene will rise. You're new here, dear.
You're new here, too, bitch.
Don't we want to
Everyone knows
Certain-
the reasons
She
why
doesn't even go here.
Eldris must remain unbiased in these matters. They hold many secrets.
Are you afraid that they have secrets against you that you don't want out, Selene? Is that what
They
you're
have
afraid
secrets against all of us.
of? Very well. I still believe they deserve a seat. What gives you more power? Why should you have more power than them?
So we're
Are your
okay with
secrets.
airing secrets?
So be it. Maybe more truth needs to come out.
When I was visiting your home not too long ago, I noticed a magnificent garden with many nice statues, but I didn't recognize their visages or their origins. To what religion or region or reason are they there?
Was this visit when my grandmother died in front of you and you did nothing?
I'm sorry, I'm not a combatant.
Huh.
Is this a history lesson now? Order! Oh, sorry. I hold myself in contempt.
I agree with the rabble. I think we have much to discuss and much to vote on for the next meeting. Unless anything else is to be discussed, we do have additionally the vote on to consider House Eldrith a seat on the summit. Does anyone else wish to speak on the matter? And you see Selene glares at Lord Anselmer, and Ansel kind of looks down, intentionally not making eye contact with her. And she said, very well. Then
I cast heroism on Lord Anselmer.
This is great.
Nice. You see,
He's my boy now.
emboldened to remain silent and not cave to Selene's pressure. Then we shall convene in, let's say, 2 days' time
2 days?
regarding the vote on these matters. We are dismissed. And all those seated around the thrones rise. And with that, we will end the night session. Thank
my
you so much
goodness.
for watching.
Oh, it's so
Intense meeting of the Crimson Court behind us, and more before us all, to be sure. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. We'll catch you next time. Bye-bye. Bye.
Can't do anything fun. I'm always just gonna get. Selena's back too.
The fact that all of this stuff comes back, and I'm like,